Are you tired of watching your email list grow at a snail's pace while everybody else's seems to be going really, really well? Imagine what it would look like if you could tap into new audiences every single month without having to be on social media and without having to spend a dime. Well, my friend, that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. So, what exactly are we talking about? We are talking about collaborations, and they have been my secret sauce to my email list growth for at least the past 5 years. But more recently, I have doubled down into collaborations, and I want to share how you can utilize these to build your email list every single month. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Firstly, I want to talk about what I mean by a collaboration. So, collaborations, simply put, are borrowing somebody else's audience in order to grow your email list. Now, we can do that in lots of different ways, and I'm specifically going to talk about 3 different ways that you can use collaborations to grow your email list right now. The other amazing thing about collaborations is that it's a win-win-win scenario. And whenever you are planning a collaboration or thinking about a collaboration, I want you to always think about it from that perspective. Is this a win for me? Is this a win for my audience? And is this a win for the collaborator, right? So that's why there's 3 wins in there. So if you always lead with that, then you're always going to have a successful collaboration. But here are my top 3 collaboration strategies that you can start implementing today. Let's dive in. One of my favorite collaboration strategies is newsletter swaps. So this is where you collaborate with one person individually and you agree to do some type of swap. Now, this could be a paid offer swap, or in most cases, it's going to be a freebie swap. So this type of collaboration is very targeted. And when you're finding or looking for collaboration partners, you definitely want to think about who has the audience that I'm trying to get in front of, but doesn't offer what I do, right? And so that can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So you definitely don't want to rush this process. But basically, a newsletter swap is where you're going to send an individual email that is recommending somebody else's free thing, right? It's typically a targeted email. You can also see this in different paid sponsorship opportunities. So you could pay to sponsor somebody's newsletter. So you could also do that. That, in my experience, doesn't necessarily get the results that you're looking for. So I personally prefer to do a straight swap where I promote their thing and they promote my thing. We agree on a day and then we send an individual email out. That has worked really well for me. And depending on how engaged somebody's audience is, you can see at least 50 plus people join your email list in a 24-hour period. So typically that's what a newsletter swap is going to be. It's just one email that goes out. Now, obviously, you could agree to do more, and it really just depends on the type of collaboration that you want to do with that person. But it's one of the simplest to get started with. Think about who you already know that might be a good fit for this, that you could literally start this with. Now, obviously, you definitely want to make sure that you provide swipe copy. So you don't want them to have to write the email. You want to provide that. You want to provide a link to your landing page. And if they request some type of graphic, but not always necessary. So that, my friends, is a newsletter swap. Let's talk about the next option. The next collaboration opportunity is a bundle. Now, you're probably already familiar with these. There's lots of different ways to do a bundle, but basically it's where one person hosts an event and it's typically a giveaway. But if we think about it in the term of online businesses, a giveaway bundle is simply where you've got one person hosting the event and invites a whole bunch of people to contribute a free thing. Now, here's the difference between a bundle and a newsletter swap. In most instances, and I would say 99% of instances, your bundle contributor is going to ask you to contribute a paid offer that you're willing to give away for free for a specific period of time. Now, typically, a bundle event is going to last anywhere from 3 days to 2 weeks. It really just depends. So, when you're looking for bundle opportunities, you definitely want to kind of think through, do I want this offer to be free for this period of time, right? Do I want to cannibalize sales? Because you are doing that a little bit, but there's reasons why you will do that. And two, can I fit this into my schedule, depending on what that looks like? So typically, if you're participating in a bundle, you're going to be required to send at least one individual email and maybe some social media posts. You might be required to do more than that. It just depends. But basically, how that works is everyone contributes something and then you all promote the bundle page. People have to sign up to get access to the bundle items. And obviously, the event host gets access to all of those email addresses, and you get access to only the email addresses who sign up for your thing. This is a really quick way to build your email list, and typically you can see anywhere from 100 plus people joining your email list, depending on the type of bundle, the length of the bundle, and whether it is a mix bundle. And what I mean by that is if you have a mixture of business to business and business to consumer offers, then you might see slightly lower numbers than if it was just a true niche specific one. So it just depends on how you want to do that. I specifically participate in bundles quite a bit, but I'm very strategic about the ones that I join. Typically, I'm looking for bundles that don't have more than 50 contributors because I do think that once you get over that, it just becomes so overwhelming to people. I'm also just very strategic about the types of bundles in terms of topics, that type of thing. So when you're thinking about this for yourself, you want to think through the same things. So typically, I will participate in anywhere from 2 to 4 bundles a month. And that typically means that I'm adding 200 plus people to my email list without social media, without running paid ads. And I love it. So we've talked about newsletter swaps, we've talked about bundles. So, what is the third collaboration opportunity that you can use to grow your email list? We'll talk about that now. The next collaboration opportunity is probably my favorite, and that is a virtual summit or online summits. Now, these could also be in person events, right? It doesn't have to be online, but basically, a summit is where, again, one person is hosting the event and they either interview you on your topic or you can pre record it. Everyone is different in terms of what they require, but I'm happy to do either. And you can even have audio summits, which are becoming more popular and personally are kind of my fave. So, why would you look to do a summit? And I will say this. Summits are going to take the most amount for you to set up because you need to have a fairly good idea of what your topic is going to be. You're also going to, on top of your talk, going to provide some type of free thing. Now, this is where it does differ to a bundle. It doesn't need to be a paid offer. It could actually be your lead magnet. So you can make that decision when you apply for a summit. But why I love summits is that they do a really great job of positioning you as an expert, particularly if you are looking to talk about something slightly different. So let's say you had a brand new offer that you wanted to launch out into the world. It would be really good for you to join a summit just before your launch date where you could really highlight your particular topic that then flows into your offer. So that's just kind of one way that you can use summits, but summits are so fun and it's where you get to meet a whole bunch of people. Now, my favorite type of summits, as I've already said, are audio summits, but I also love summits where I'm interviewed. It's really easy to be interviewed on a summit than it is for you to actually have to pre-record. The energy is just a little bit different, but again, it just depends. And you might prefer to do pre-recorded. So when you're looking for summit opportunities, think about all of those things in mind so that when you are applying applying, you're not disappointed when you find out that you're going to have to do a live interview or a pre-recorded interview when you prefer to do pre-recorded total. So as we've gone through these collaboration opportunities, I bet the question that is top of mind right now is, how do you find collaboration partners, right? Where do you find these opportunities? Well, the video that is coming up on your screen right now is where I'm going to dive in different ways to find the right partners, because it does matter. And there are some resources available that make this a lot easier for you. So we're going to dive into all of those. So go ahead, click that video, and I will see you there.